What's the year later reaction having gone last year for the first time with everybody, and now does it just seem calmer, different? You're playing at home, you were on the road last year. What's the vibe this year?
Yeah, I think the vibe's great. We're confident. That's the word that keeps coming to mind. We're confident. We're ready. We're at home. We know this field. We know this facility. We know what we can do on this field and at the facility. We do it every day. So I think we're just excited to come out, play Clemson softball, and hopefully have good outcomes.
I guess for both of you, does it feel like you get one last hurrah here at McWhorter Stadium? You know, you had your senior day a couple of weeks ago, but here you are again.
Absolutely. I mean, playing at senior day, we were hopeful that we were going to get to come back here, and we are going to play out here again. So ready to leave out in the field and show what we got.
How much does it mean to you, with your dad playing here, to be able to do this in a place where he, you know, kind of grew up a little bit?
Oh, it's so exciting. The fact that he got to host Clemson baseball's first ever regional, and then I get to host Clemson softball's first ever regional is so exciting. And, you know, my mom also went here, so I grew up a huge fan of Clemson and going to all the football games growing up. It was always my dream school, so it's so exciting to get to come back here and play for my last year.
What's it been like for you at NC State Clemson football games before Clemson had a softball program? You go to one school, but you grew up rooting for another.
Oh, it was interesting. You know, it was kind of the Clemson beatdown for a little bit of 4 years. And, of course, I went there to support the school that I was at the time. But, you know, there's always a little piece of my heart cheering for the Tigers in the background.
So what was it like when you got the call from Johnrittner after you went into the portal? What do you remember of that?
I didn't have his contact in my phone, so I wasn't quite sure who was calling me. It was just kind of a random number. But, obviously, I was very excited when I picked up the phone and saw that it was him on the line and that they were potentially looking for an outfielder for the season. So, I mean, it was really just my dream school, you know, calling me.
Was that something in the back of your mind when you decided to transfer that, you know, kind of out of a Clemson family, maybe that'll be an opportunity? Was that kind of the hope?
We did play Clemson last year, but obviously I didn't know exactly what pieces that they were looking for as far as if they even were looking for a transfer. But when he called and approached me, then it definitely came to the forefront of my mind.
And the MBA thing is kind of important too, so that probably,
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
that I would think was a big factor also.
It was, the MBA program here at Clemson is huge, especially for internship opportunities, and that's what I was looking to do. And their admissions process was still open, so it really kind of fit perfectly into what I was looking for.
What was that conversation like with your dad when you told him what you were going to do?
Oh, he was over the moon. We were actually on a father-daughter trip to the College World Series last year. So it kind of just all worked out great, and it was an amazing trip, and called Coach Rittman there to confirm that I was coming, so it was really special.
Was that after your visits and stuff, or was that right after I guess how soon after you got the first call from Coach Rittman?
I was in contact for a few weeks. I was obviously talking to some schools and everything, so it was a few weeks long of a process, but I guess a good 3 or 4 weeks after I announced that I was transferring.
I think I heard that you actually had to get into the NBA before they could officially take you.
Yes.
How much of an anxious wait and see?
Yeah, so that was really important to me, obviously the academic side of things, so I really wanted to make sure that I was going to be accepted in. The academic people here were amazing. They were quick with my transcripts, getting my application in and everything, and pushing that forward. Luckily, the MBA program has rolling admissions, so they were able to get back to me pretty soon, and the process was just able to go through very quickly.
Was it the others talked about this, a year ago you guys were sent on the road, maybe the schedule was an issue. He obviously scheduled really interestingly this year, to say the least, outside of conference, but was that kind of a theme for those who were returning that, you know, we got to go a couple of extra miles this year, and has that kind of been a talk all year long to not only get to this point, but now beyond it?
I think a little bit. I think the thing that Coach Rittman always says is when we play our game, we have a good chance of coming out on top. And so I think last year, yes, it was strength of schedule was the reason why we didn't host. I mean, we were 46 and, 13? Valerie can confirm with that. But yeah, it was 46 and 13, and of course, we had a really good year. Why would we not, right? But I think this year when we saw our schedule down in the facility when he handed it to us for the first time, we were like, oh my gosh, right? But as we started playing games and playing well against them and you know, beating some good teams down in Clearwater also, I think we just got confident along the way and just kind of helped build us up to this moment.
Do you remember what that feeling was like watching Alabama celebrate last year?
I don't do.
Well, I was there. I remember on TV.
No.
Okay.
Did you go to postseason last year?
No, I have never been to postseason, so
Oh,
this
wow.
is something I've been waiting for 5 years.
So you're one of the, so all these grizzled veterans having gone for a year, I mean, you play in a really tough league, but I mean, do you have a different kind of expectation as to what a tournament's going to be like?
I mean, this is the reason I came to Clemson, to make a postseason run, and to be able to start at our home facility is exactly what we want to do. And we know that if we go out there and play the game that we should, then we should be the ones that end up on top.
Marissa, you're a day one player. You were in the middle of this from the beginning. Name might be on a wall someday. What will it be like for you tomorrow when you step into the batter's box for the first time and realize everything that you've been through to kind of get to this point?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this, a couple days ago. I'm going into this weekend trying to slow down every second of the weekend. I was like texting my dad, and I'm like, I'm either going to be dogpiling on the field with my teammates, making history, like going to a super regional, or like it'll be the last time I ever play softball again. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I want every single moment that I have this weekend to be like super slow. And I'm gonna, it's just really cool that either one of those, extremes that happen, Lord willing, it's the first one, not the second one. But like I get to do it at home in front of our fans, with my parents here, my teammates on our home field. So I'm just trying to take every second of this weekend super slow and enjoy every second of it.
Do you want to give him a shout out? I mean, everybody knows him. What's it like having him in the stands?
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, he's like my biggest fan. I remember, every single moment, me, going to softball games, like me and my dad, right? Like we're like two peas in a pod. And I was just telling the announcers down there, he's the only one I hear when I'm in the box. Like there's 1,600 people in our facility. He's the only one I'm here. So, Dad, if you're watching this, I love you. I can't wait to make this run with you. It's gonna be so fun.
Sam, it looked for a while there, like your home run against Florida State might have been the game winner. Just take us through that at-bat and what your experience emotionally as you were rounding the bases.
Yeah, so I knew that Watson was a power pitcher, so he really just had to barrel up what she was throwing, and heavy rise balls, so I was trying to do my best to get on top of it, not pop it up, and got a hold of one, felt pretty good coming off the bat, and I was excited at the time that it was the run to put my team up, but obviously we knew what Florida State was capable of offensively, and that it was still going to be a battle from then on.
Sam, Leah and Valerie were talking about your speeds. Anybody ever timed you in the 40?
Actually, no. I have never. So I couldn't tell you what I'd run, but hopefully pretty quick.
Are you ever surprised when you try to steal second and the few times it happens you get thrown out? Is that a surprise?
It is, of course, a surprise because I'm successful many more times than not, but I mean, if it is a good pitch with a good throw on the money from a high-level Division I catcher, then I should get thrown out. It's just kind of taking that chance on a pitch that I think won't be easy for the catcher to throw, and then not making a perfect throw, because it's pretty tough for a perfect pitch and a perfect throw to happen to get me out.
Do they time you home to first in softball? How do they?
They do in high school when you're getting recruited. I usually was between like a 2.6 and 2.7. But
Me too.
I haven't been timed. It's been a while.
Yeah. Have you been timed in a while?
Yeah, like 2.6.
2.5.
There's a reason I don't run the bases.
Yeah.
There's a reason when I get on, someone's running.
You don't have the green light when you get on.
I do not have a green light.
We've seen lots of home run trots from you, though.
Oh, yeah.